All right, folks. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the channel, baby. Welcome to the channel. Champs trying to repeat. Got a couple of activities we need to get out the way. Got some trade offers here. So, no, we're not going to trade this guy. Unfortunately, we don't have to wind up putting aside him. So, I'm going to send that and, pretty soon I just let it stay like it is. But if they receive one or more trades for this middle linebacker, we're going to have to fight him leave. So, but also in the fifth and the seventh round pick, we're going to go ahead and check that. We receive him for it, so we accepted the trade for cap space. We traded to the Giants. We don't. Trade accepted. Alright, so let's see. Train out the way. We got gold there, so we're going to simulate the training. Simulate. I do remember that we
Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain. Hey, can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask. Can I? Hey. Look at my dog. Way back then, claim what you saw, but you weren't with us. The higher the climb, the harder the fall, but how did you get up? I done got rich and went broke, then got rich again, just a little hiccup. I done been ballin' this pickup. Me being so hungry, I hate to eat grits. How did the lady go miss? Met her at one of the functions, we caught her the rhythm, she caught up a friend, they kissed and we did it, and that's how we kicked it. Let me explain what I did, can I kick it? Hold on, yeah, I got some rings and a range, can I kick it? Yeah, don't ask me a thing, how I got her, how I did it. Yeah, spend the whole half, had a blast, can I kick it? Even with a sprain, hey, can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain, can I kick it? Things ain't been the same, things have changed, can I kick it? People acting different, so I asked, can I? So I went live, ain't know what I was. Ain't know what I lied, what I did. Wait, need a light here to catch my buzz. He's right here to catch my cup. Now they don't really talk about us. Now they don't really talk about love. Honestly, they ain't never seen too much. What's love to a guy with a bag? What's heart to a guy with a middle linebacker we traded? What's broke to a guy with a mask? What's broke to a guy with a plan? I just wanna kick it, that's all I ask. Like, let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain. Hey, can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask. Can I?
Got some work to do. Okay.
Get out my way, Lil. Get out my way, Lil. She gon' put it on me, that's a lot of it. 4 coops, 4 seasons, drop the top of it. Bust down, but my wrist, time to talk a lot of. I got both my girls, head to toe designer. Drip, little bit. Let me feel myself a little bit. Little bit. You ain't talking big. Get out my way, little bit. I can't hear the hate, got a lot of it. Take these bands to the bank, let them rot in it. So much ice on me, I wish I had 2 necks. I got homies that can sleep without 2. I got homies that can sleep without Gucci and Chanel, I got a lot of it. Walk up in the spot like, hey, what poppin' in? Gon' pop it for me,
cause I'm rich and poppin' in, yeah. Drip, little bit. Let me feel myself a little bit. Little bit. You ain't talking big. Get out my way, little bit. She gon' put it on me, that's a lot of it. 4 coops, 4 seasons, drop the top a bit. Bust down, but my wrist, time to talk a lot of. I got both my girls head to toe designer. Drip, little bit. Let me feel myself a little bit. Little bit. You ain't talking big. Get out my way, little bit. West LA, that where you find me though. Cha-cha macha with a rockin' black clothes. Whip around that Batmobile, ducking 5-0. If you step to me, then be prepared for smoke, lil' bro. Let me feel myself a little bit. Let me blow this down a little bit. Drip, little bit. Let me feel myself a little bit. Little bit. You ain't talking big. Get out my way, little bit. Legendary on the field, kinda drip is a skill, it's the highest cruise a bill, ain't nothing just to heal.
Today, from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, it's Week 6 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Oh, Brady Jones. So they got a new quarterback over here in Tampa Land, huh? Yeah, see, I got one watching. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel, baby. Hit that like and subscribe. Like my boy, how do you say, hit that like and subscribe.
And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on Kyler Murray
my soul is
and
mine.
the Arizona Cardinals.
Still
that's what I get it from.
But really, all things considered, a wonderful fall afternoon for football here in Tampa at
Gotta go
Raymond
to work
James
today.
Stadium. The
We
scene
gotta
a
go to
few
work
moments
today.
ago,
We
and here
played
it is. It's unlike
last
any
week.
other in sport as both teams made their
We
way out of
wound
the
up tying
tunnel.
the game
These
against the
folks are
Chargers, so we
fired
got to
up
do
as their
better.
guys are ready to do battle between the
Yeah.
Arizona Cardinals and the Tampa Bay
Gotta go to work.
Buccaneers.
Gotta go to work. We 5 games into the season. We got to buy next week to
Hi
rest
again,
up some
everyone.
players.
Brandon Gordon alongside Charles Davis. And Charles,
Get
you
ready
take a
for
look at
this
this
stretch.
Buccaneer ball club. They
We
were
win
winners
for the
last time out, so
downside.
they'll be looking,
For the
Charles, to make it
playoffs,
2 in
baby.
a row.
We're in for the
What
Super
I
Bowl.
enjoyed when I watched their
We're
game
gonna
tape
be
and the
there.
victory last week
The
is they
champ
put it
will be
together in
there.
every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Cardinals here, they come in off the very rare tie a game ago.
And it'll be interesting to see what their mindset is going into this game. Sometimes that can be a
What's that,
deflator,
Donald?
and sometimes that can just
Oh, wow,
really
you
make
playing
you
for the
mad
Bucks
and
now.
more
Okay,
determined the
okay,
next
okay.
time out.
Yeah.
Darnold on first down. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
To throw again on second down. Darnold. This into the
You
hands
better
of
go
his
down,
running
boy.
back, Ronald Jones.
Better go down, Jones.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
And how he got away from that first tackler, no idea, but he did, and it winds up with positive yardage. The numbers for Jones last week, 19 carries, 69 yards.
Well, watching the film, we saw that things clicked pretty well for them in the running game last week. No reason to change in my mind. Continue to try and run the football.
Good job.
Give it to him early
Good job,
in
Thompson.
hopes of breaking down the defense so some bigger gains result as the game goes on.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down. A shotgun snap for Darnold. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
There you go, baby. That's why we paid you. That's why we paid you, boy. Top corner.
The Cardinals now getting set to go offensively, and it'll be the dual-threat quarterback Kyler Murray leading the way.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say a great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line.
You gotta start running the ball.
A check on the numbers for Kenyon Drake last week. 23 carries, 79 yards, and a touchdown.
And they love what they've got in him. He's the number 4 rusher in the league right now, so you know that you have to account for him on defense, which means you can play complementary football as well. Throw the play action, get it out to the wide receivers, because they should have some open space, because the defense will key on it.
Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a third and about 5.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
From the gun on third down, Murray. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Give him 6 yards in the first down.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. Third down conversion here is big. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Drake. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
And the midfield stuff, that went up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Shotgun now for Murray. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, and it's 3rd down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, here's Murray. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Taken about 7 yards deep, and no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
25-yard line.
Sam Darnold leading the offense out for their next possession. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Now Jones.
32-yard line.
Come on, y'all. Don't let him through there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. First carry now for Keyshawn Vaughn. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And they'll try the air now with Darnold. That's complete to his running back, Evans. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 45-yard line. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. But it's going to be 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, it's a give to Vaughn. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. This one complete to Scott Miller. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down.
Oh, come on, man. That wasn't the first down.
Conversion. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
I want a little first down, man. Not as cheap.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Darnold. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. A run with Vaughn out of the gun. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 6.
And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Darnold from the gun. The catch made by Miller. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 14.
I heard that.
16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
Go down, get down. Let's go.
You know,
good job,
both
Kellen.
of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. This is Vaughn. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
First and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. He's got Evans.
That was real
And he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Mike Evans, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bucs have taken the lead. Bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have. You absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. But I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared for this game. Just the second drive. They've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put them to good use on that one.
He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3.
Cardinals 3. Bradley
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Now this will make it into the end zone.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard.
So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
The 28-yard line.
On 2nd and 7, Murray. Man open left side, it's Williams. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
There's a very good drive here.
The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. Murray going to run play action with Drake and look to throw it into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback.
Let's say they're just sitting there. Just sitting there. I'm fighting for the through the ball.
Quarterback, and then no one plays well.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now Vaughn. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit. A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
A play fake, and it's Darnold. An unlucky number here, a loss of 13 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Good job, way to recover from the turnover. Oh.
Now Aldrick Rosas for the field goal attempt. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Good job. Good job.
Please tell me this doesn't come off as snarky, but that's a relative chip shot. I mean, you've got to be able to execute that one. I don't care what they design on the other side about trying to block the kick. That should be 3 points on the board.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. If you're out at 55, 60 yards, low trajectory from here, you get that thing up.
We're about to put the ball in here. Let's go.
There's nothing routine in football.
Not one turn. Let's go.
But this one really almost should be. Snap, hold, kick, ball through the post. Didn't happen that way.
So now a chance for points in the opposite direction after the blocked field goal. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Open man is Kirk, complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. They've got the lead right now, and last week they were able to defeat the Atlanta Falcons here as they try to make it 2 victories in a row. Now a first down carry by Jones. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. To throw is Darnold. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin.
What's the guy over there? She's not him in the back back there.
30-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
At the 30-yard line.
That's gonna be tough.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. It's caught. Jones. And the Buccaneers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here, and just load up for it and see what happens.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
On the play leads to 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line.
On 2nd and goal, Darnold. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
Now a 3rd and goal situation as this Arizona defense tries to stand tall once more. Here's Jones. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. Well, let's see what they do. They're knocking on the door here in the second quarter.
And you know what you look at on your play sheet? Your 2-point conversion plays, because you've drawn up a number of them in today's football. You don't just have 1 or 2 for the game. You have more like 6 or 7. Which one do you like here? Because that's essentially what you're going for right now. That spot of the field, call one of those and go get 6.
So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. He had his lone attempt blocked earlier. Rosas' kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3.
Cardinals 3.
So this time the protection holds up for him just fine, and he's able to bang it through.
I think their special teams coach got the point across. He gave him a pretty good earful after the block earlier, and this time there's no penetration, so they're able to pick up 3.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
At their own 18-yard line.
And now let's talk about Kenyon Drake. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up.
Christian Kirk. It's a gain of 8. Brings up
facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Murray a give. This is Drake. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
White on the tackle.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt. Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, Murray. Throw left side complete. That's Drake. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, kind of works like a sack for the defense.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. 23 yards the pickup there.
It's a gain of 20.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
That's going to be caught by Kirk. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 33. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown.
Good job.
Christian Kirk, his second touchdown on the season. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
And he'll bang that one through. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it winds up in a touchdown for Arizona.
Zane Gonzalez to kick off for Arizona.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. And now it's second down.
Second and 10 at the 25-yard line.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. He'll find Vaughn complete out of the backfield. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Now it's Darnold. And that is incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And we're under a minute to go here. What's been an even first half all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string them together. Could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
Throwing on first down is Murray. Out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Now Murray, he bootlegs it. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
Then he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. On play action, it's Murray. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Incomplete. It's 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Murray off play action. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. So we have reached halftime here at a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. And it's the Jaguars who have the lead in the second quarter. The Jaguars still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, we're off to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And in that one, it's the visiting Giants who have the lead. 2 touchdowns there for Saquon Barkley. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And that game all tied up with the visiting L.A. Chargers. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been as tight as we expected, all tied through one half of play. For the call of the second half, let's get it back to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Bradley.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And the half will begin with a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now, what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to... Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
A loss of 5 yards.
Yeah, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot. 3rd and long. Shotgun now from Murray. Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the 3rd time. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. After the interception, here's Darnold. Open man is Howard, the tight end. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. O.J. Howard, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bucs capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only 1 play to score. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
Y'all season gonna be doomed.
He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. On the option, it's Murray. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. He lost 6 there on the 1st down play. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just 1 big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you, because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're 1 big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. The throw over the middle, taken in. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to...
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack.
A loss of 6 yards.
Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Here's Jordan Berry now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Take it at the 37. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Bud Dupree, a former first-round pick, in on the stop. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Again, it's Jones. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39.
The ball carrier.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Faking the give, Darnold. He's going to air one out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
But you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those. But the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it, and they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. The Cardinal offense takes back over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Not much there, only a yard.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. In there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot. 3rd and long. Out of the gun, here's Murray. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Arizona. And he fields it cleanly. Now a hit and a loose football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Well, obviously you never want to fumble, but if you do, good to be towards the sideline and saves them the possession.
Saves the embarrassment, saves it going down on the play sheet as a turnover. But I still think it should go to the defense, even if they don't recover it. If you give up the football, you gave up the football.
Well, agree to disagree, I guess.
Can you tell what I played?
Yeah, you played defense.
Yeah.
I'll let you go.
I took a shot.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense, rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Going up top for Miller. It's caught inside the 25.
Oh, I know you gotta be kidding me, man.
Scotty Miller, his 4th touchdown on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Well, they went play action there and set it up nicely for him. I mean, he can flat fly, and they hit him downfield.
And it doesn't take much to create that extra bit of space that a guy of his speed needs. If you go play action, all you want is just a moment where the guy's covering, take their attention somewhere else, and then he's by him. And once he's by him, there's no catching him. As they always like to say, if a receiver's even to a defensive back, that means he's leaving.
Unless that DB is Charles Davis, right?
In that case, he left me a long time ago.
Come on now.
Trust me.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown.
The kickoff for Tampa Bay.
And this carries into the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The football going back over to Arizona now. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way,
pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Jannard Avery in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Murray now on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Drake. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Good route, good pickup for 1st down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Running from the shotgun with Drake. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. They stay on the ground with Drake. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing is Murray on third down. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And now Murray's going to set up to throw. On the slant, complete to Hopkins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. And he'll go underneath here to Drake. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kenyon Drake with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cardinals draw a bit closer. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover it, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Back now comes Tampa Bay. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. To empty these timeouts, what are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge. Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
A first down throw, Darnold. And he finds Howard complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
A gain of 5.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Here's Jones. And he's going to be stopped well behind the line of scrimmage, and that's pretty much going to wipe out their gain from first down. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. The Bucs on third down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 10. Darnold from the gun. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And he is going to have a Bucs first down. As
come on.
Conversion.
Damn.
Which puts him right at 100 yards receiving now. And it also gives him a first down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
God, man. Come on, man. This guy's short as I don't know what. I'm talented. Fuck it.
So a challenge is upon us. I tell you, close game, 4th quarter. This is a huge decision.
Oh, no doubt about that, partner. A lot has to be riding on this call. And you know it is a tight one because it has to be indisputable visual evidence in order to change it. Now here's the big question. Do they actually have that evidence?
About to find out. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. That's complete to his running back, Evans. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 38-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it. So it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 38. This is Jones fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. The ball carrier. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation. No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Here's Darnold. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Thrown to the sideline and incomplete. He was defended.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game.
Oh, fuck!
No, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it online, but it comes up about a rotation short. Trailing in the fourth, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
That's it, man. You done fucking blew it.
So first and 10 after a big mistake on fourth down with a penalty. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. They'll find Miller. That's complete. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. A gain of 6 there on first.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one as a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good time.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones, his first touchdown on the year. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range.
You don't have winning thoughts after that. After you took.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Off of play action, he'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Then his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 46. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Jones. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. And a catch right side by Evans. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Well, they had held him pretty well in check, but if you recall back in the 1st quarter, you said they needed to avoid the big play. He finally gets loose.
And the thing about it, it doesn't have to be a bunch of big plays. Sometimes one big play can be enough. That's why it's tough to deal with a guy like that.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down.
Your ass went down too.
Incomplete. Down as close to the goal line.
I can leave you some, but it's all good.
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball
Well,
first down in this situation.
73 to 7.
Second down, that gives me an option.
You might well
play
throw
action,
sideline
maybe
hook.
throwing it.
2nd down and goal. Darnold to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Again, Darnold. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
He's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown.
Well, my boy in the slump, he got to get it together, man.
Taking it about the 1. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Now Kyler Murray ready to get back under center. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. Rosas now to add the PAT. And that'll increase their lead to 28. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Cardinals take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
So out now come the Cardinals. This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. He fakes the give here and looks to throw. On the crossing route, complete. It's Hopkins. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And that catch, he just hit number 800 in his NFL career.
And just think, that puts you in top 35 range all time in the NFL in terms of number of catches. One significant guy in that number, Shannon Sharp, who was a tight end. That's big-time play right there.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Shotgun now from Murray. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Give them 14 on that one and a 1st down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Face mask. Defense.
So give them the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30. So now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
They'll try and pound it in with Drake. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kenyon Drake, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Cardinals cut into that lead.
Could not block that one any better. Everyone was accounted for. And a great
you let the
surge
sound
on the
go.
offensive line.
Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21.
Zane Gonzalez to kick off for Arizona.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Mike Evans and the rest of the offensive unit heading back out there now. 2 touchdowns to his credit so far. Charles, I'm curious, do these wide receivers, what do they go in with each week? Is it different week to week for the goals that they personally set for themselves, do you think?
I doubt that it's different from week to week. Maybe because of game plan, they know that one guy might be featured more than the other. But all in all, these guys are looking for 100 or more yards in receiving. But the biggest thing, getting into the end zone. And how about him? He's gotten there twice in this game.
He has indeed. Boy, that is a 7-yard loss. Second down now. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. And now this defense trying to use the clock to their advantage. They'll take the timeout here with 2:08 left. And then they'll have another stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. They'll go again to Jones. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
At the 26, it's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and...
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tackles. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. DeAndre Hopkins and the rest of the Arizona offense about set to take over. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. On the crossing route, complete. That's Williams. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
First down, Cardinals.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another first down. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Murray again. That is caught inside the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Murray to air it out again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver, but it'll be second and goal.
Brings up second and goal.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, second and goal. Murray, one final try. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Christian Kirk, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Cardinals get a bit closer. He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points, but he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down. With this deficit, he might need to score a couple more times to give them a chance.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and the lead will be cut down to 14. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And the Bucs are on this one. And that should just about do it.
Onside kick is recovered by the Bucs.
But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
As an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
Let me explain what I did.
You got a bomb, you could get out of mine right now, boy.
Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Been the whole life. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain. Can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask. Can I?
Hey, could count on my power and look at my dogs from. It was way back then, you could claim what you saw, but you weren't with us. The higher the climb, the harder the fall, but how did you get up? I done got rich and went broke, then got rich again, just a little hiccup. I done been ballin' this pickup. Remember me being so bummy and being so hungry, I had to eat grits.